here they are getting all set up. Again, we do have Tommy on the top, and then Jonathan Miller on the bottom with the Trunks and Vegeta. And this is like our third time watching Tommy play.
Yeah, I think so. And he's just been destroying it every single time. What can I say? Sometimes that's just destiny. You just keep watching the potentially. If I say potentially the winner, he's gonna lose. But like,
yeah,
potentially the winner of the tournament.
And I'd say he's been a really good sport, but I also think he's been like the least like the most lackluster about being on stream too. He's just been like, yeah, it's okay if I have to be. So thank you so much for letting us see. I mean, he's won every game he's been on stream too, so maybe he's got good like the cure to the curse.
Yeah, maybe he's like nervous that he's being on stream, so it's making him think harder on his plays, and it's giving him that push he needs.
Mm-hmm.
But so we're in the mulligan phase. It looks like
yeah, and it looks
standard
like
stuff.
Even though he's been winning on stream, a lot of not Tommy fans in chat with, again, Jonathan Miller having an 80-20 cut of the prediction so far for at least using the channel points. But he did win the dice roll and just use a dirty burst and pass.
Yeah, so that's going to be pretty good if he opens up with the UI Kamehameha. And yeah, Trunks is tapping out here, so that gives him almost a guarantee ramp if he has UI Kamehameha in his hand, which gives him the curve. And honestly, it might set him up for a win. If he's able to get that boo down turn 3, he might be in a really good spot.
Have you ever bricked by playing Trunks and Vegeta where you just don't see one of the 1-drops and you can't start any of your plays?
Yes, I have. I borrowed the deck at like locals a few times, and it's happened.
Intoxication comes back too. It is.
Oh no!
And you get rid of the Vegeta, which means you can't use it to awaken. That's so good.
So he's gonna need to have. See, so now the tech choices he chose are going to actually be really good in this final.
Yeah, that choice has won him at least one game, if not maybe 2, just by the slow start that Trunks is going to have to get. We see another Vegeta in the energy there too, which means just one less for him to get your plays off.
Okay, so he charged a boo. That's probably telling me he has another one, and I really hope he has a UI Kamehameha. If not, he can at least combo off the Kai, put some 15k pressure.
All right. In the last seconds of the predictions being made after that intoxication by Justice, it's jumped up to now a 33-67 in Jonathan. So he's just
everyone's heart changed.
Yeah,
like,
just
okay, you know what?
Actually,
and he got the ramp too. Honestly, things are looking very well set for this ramp Vegeta here.
Okay. Okay, you got another Trunks to find another. Okay, so you're not stalled out, but. Yeah, that is still very funny that it's been so impactful in just these 2 games that we've watched back to back.
Yeah, exactly, and he could have easily gotten unlucky, having too many Vegetas in his life. So it looks like we're getting into the standard, Trunks things, getting some blockers set up, and I'm going to assume that we're probably going to see a Majin Buu next turn. Because
why not?
I don't think Trunks is well equipped to deal with that unison. 20k base power, he has to combo up if he really wants to get rid of it, or he has to waste one of his his once per game Vegeta double strikes to kind of get it down on markers.
Yeah, and like you also get to well, it looks like he just there's one in energy. Was that the one he ramped though, or is that the one he
just charged the hard charged the Majin?
Okay, which he has to have another one in hand then.
Yeah. And I see here, he's doing the correct play. He's blocking, and because I could have easily seen him. Oh, he's going for a Kamehameha.
Yeah, and then maybe like a bean. No, I guess he doesn't either have another Majin Buu or doesn't prioritize it in this matchup.
Yeah. It could be because it's probably going to come into play in rest mode. So maybe he wants to focus on killing the Trunkses. That could be the train of thought here, but maybe he's going to just start playing a bunch of 1 costs and maybe got Borgos and generate like a
And
nice board for himself.
looks like that's the case. Just get a bunch of tiny draws, and you want to make sure you got rid of that trunk so none of those came in rest. And I mean, there's not a lot of cards from the trunks that, you know, reactively. There's like one or two, but it's not the main game plan for this deck. So the Kai is going to do maybe a little bit of work. But,
Yeah, I think what the East Kais are going to do is prevent riposte, and that's kind of all he's going for with them. And
Yeah.
Trunks doesn't really have a great way to kind of kill these one-cost bullet cards.
No, they sure doesn't. It just hopes they don't play him.
Okay, so it looks like he's getting Vegeta down, and maybe we're just going to see the Boo come down like a turn late.
Which I think is fine, and then you do get to play the Trunks, draw 2, get another one established. But yeah, the thing about Majin Buu is even if you play it first and it gets hit by the Trunks, it's fine because it still restands itself at the end of the turn.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think it's a big loss to really just play a Boo and then, you know, play the back and forth game. Because once he gets really his KOs out, he's going to be able to wipe the board continuously against the Trunks player. Doesn't seem to value Dirty Burst either, so...
Yeah, I wouldn't either. What would be the big bomb card that Dirty Burst hits besides like maybe a 1 of Unison?
Yeah, I think it's only hitting the secret rare Gohan Piccolo, and that's really it.
Yeah.
Here we go. He's really valuing these blocks, and honestly, he's not wrong for it. But the question is, does he have another Kamehameha or something to commit on the swing to try to get rid of another Trunks, or is he just going to accept his fate and go into a Boo Unison or something?
Yeah, there it is. And I think he did it for 5. Yeah, for 5.
He is not worried, so it makes a lot of sense. Like, if you have nothing better to do with your energy and you don't expect that you're going to die next turn, why not? And honestly, that's it. He gets his energy back. He does have like the whole shebang now. He has Cooler. He can have, you know, he can have the good lineup of comboing the Gohan Piccolo and then coolering and then all of that. But at least with a 5-marker Boo, it'll make it hard for him to, you know, commit to a battle card play like that. You can easily -1 and deny the secret rare from the game. So I think it's a Unison to value in the matchup.
Yeah, but and yellow's just a deck that, you know, if you every more energy it gets, it just gets so much more extension on anything it wants to do. It pretty much just means with 4 energy you have 4 plays, because most of the plays in this deck are just 1 cost.
Yeah, and here we go. You see, like, he made the right choice. He is focusing on getting markers off the Boo Unison. So I think just extending 5 markers on it is going to make it so he's going to have to work a lot harder if he wants to get rid of that thing.
And looks like he's comboing with the 1-drop Trunks to get that 20k.
And we're probably going to see the Vegeta come out here.
Yep.
Which will probably warrant the -1 off the Boo. I feel like it might.
I think he already used the -1 though, didn't he?
No, it's just been swings off the leader.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's been swings and comboing off a 5k, swing with the blocker, comboing up a 5k, and yeah, that's it. That's the -1 right there.
Yeah, so we'll have to see if he has like maybe a Turtles in hand, so you can pay that for 2 and get a double strike to get rid of it if he needs to.
Yeah, at least God Sealing is still live at 2 markers, so if he does have that, he can easily see himself like keeping the Boo for 2 turns.
Ooh, the Gohan for 3. I know for...
Yeah, for 3 there, I think.
Yeah, and then the immediate +1. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think he's getting the Boo, but he's going to... Yeah, he's at least retaining a blocker.
Yeah. And just like your own 20k Unison that your opponent feels obligated to swing into.
Yeah, pretty much it. I feel like this is going to go back and forth between the Vegeta deck, swinging at the leader card, getting blocked. Hopefully he draws into an opposition negate or a token negate that he's going to be able to eat himself down to 4, so he just doesn't get sat at 5 the whole game. Because if I was the Trunks player, I might be sitting him at 5 as well. It's a lot less scary when he's a 10k base swinging every turn. He's deciding what he wants to go for.
Yeah, like an SS4 Vegeta right here is very free. There's almost the only interaction is like resting it with like an SS4 Vegeta, or yeah, like the counterattack. But like even then, like it gets so much value.
Yeah, and I'm very curious if he's gonna continue going for Trunks'. Oh, he's going for Unison. So. And yeah, SS4 Vegeta, as you predicted. You're really on fire today with these like play lines.
Yeah, one, it's easy when half the time you can see the player's hand, but two, I've played against a lot of SS4, and you're like, okay, it's more of like, please don't have this card, and they drop it immediately.
Yeah, it could be a little linear sometimes, right? It's like, oh no, please don't do this bomb. No, please don't do this bomb, and they're just gonna keep bombing you.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Tommy earlier today too. Like, he's the top deck warrior against that Raditz. Like, he saw exactly the cards he needed. Like, he had to go only on top decks, and he was getting there very easily.
Yeah, and now he's paying 4 for something else. Maybe it's another Boo Unison. Yep. So he's gonna be able to untap 2 energy this turn, and he's going to kill the Unison, which is pretty good.
Especially when they spent, 3 in blue is very costly. That's 1 cooler. So having to pay that much in it for it to just die is it was pretty bad.
Yeah, and now he's gonna threaten free ramp on the leader. So that actually played out very well. I wasn't sure how he was going to get his leader swing on the face, but he sure did.
And yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of cards in Jonathan's hands, right? But like pressuring at least 15k and then saying, okay, do you want me to ramp again? I'll do it. Like,
I will ramp, and then it eventually just becomes a game of he has so much energy that he probably doesn't charge anymore. All right, he's making it 20. So the fact that his super combos aren't live yet.
Yeah, and then just kind of passing there.
Yeah. And he just has a big book of energy.
Yeah, it's got out of control very quickly. Like, and it's super weird because like when playing Dragon Ball, like you're rarely like 6 is already like a gold bind of energy. And now these SS4 decks that have been popular for pretty much the last year, they get so much energy so quickly.
Yeah, as soon as I think we left that format where Dark Broly and all those hyper aggressive turn 1 kill decks left, that's when we started seeing a lot of SS4 come around, because it was always a good deck. It just was outshined by dying on turn 1.
And Galactic Buster was a card. Like, Galactic Buster with SS4 was not a fun format. They got so much value for free, so much control. They feel like I could never ever tap them out. It was very obnoxious.
That format felt like the unkillable blue format. Like you would play against blue yellow Icarus or blue yellow, and it'd be a form of Aegis or a form of Buster.
Yeah,
it was very nutty. And it looks here like he finally is going to get himself down to 4 life.
I think he's down. Is he down to 4? I guess he is down to 4. It looked like he was already at 4, but
yeah, he just took a life for sparking 5 on the D Magic. So.
Yeah. And then the pause to see if a cooler was to come down to prevent it.
Yeah, so that's definitely where he wanted to be. And he has 2 blockers as well and a -1 on his boot. So I think it's safe to say that the Vegeta has stabilized pretty well. And if he can even find a way to not awaken this turn, he could have a nasty turn in the tide play if this player doesn't main a Jiren, of course. Because that's the mind games. What did this Trunks Vegeta main for the tech, right? What is he teching?
I don't know. Like, I mean, we see the Death Blaster hanging out, and like, I think he charged that right after the SS4 drop. He's like, well, that was the one card that I need this for, and probably just couldn't get the cards in drop for the 2 extra. That's when I've played this matchup as a Trolls player instead of a Trunks and Vegeta player. It's like it's hanging that you wanted to use it on that Vegeta. You want to get so much value from it, but it just doesn't work out.
And we're seeing the offensive power of a Super Saiyan burning off his 1-up, but he didn't seem to capitalize too much on resting the blocker.
Nope. And we see a Bean. Yeah. And then for 2, we're seeing a Turtles. Okay.
Okay, so that makes sense now. He wanted to really clear the 30k.
Yeah.
And we're going in with a double strike.
And we can block it, we can -1 it, or we can let it go. At this point, it almost
-1 is just so much value in just bye-bye 20k double striker.
Yeah, and I'd almost just swing at the Unison just to tell them that you're taking 1, because otherwise my guy lives and you're taking 2. So, but this is also very bad.
Yeah, so here what's actually good about that is if he responds with Cooler, then he can just -1 and essentially say, okay, well, you coolered it, but the battle's still not happening.
But you get to draw 2 with Cooler. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not too shabby.
Pay 2 and I lose my battle card and I'm tapped out. Sounds good.
Sounds good to me. And I think, that makes sense. He just has to pass here.
Yeah.
And the fact that he has 3 energy open, I think, at least for me, I would be too scared to use something like Turning the Tide when he's floating 3.
And like Release from Evil, I believe can stop Majin Buu from restanding. I think it's until the end of your next turn, if I recall correctly. If that is being played by Jonathan, but we'll have to see.
He's going for the +1, which is smart because he doesn't want to risk the Release from Evil. And he has a lot of energy to play with this turn. Yeah,
tons. And like you just casual draw. Like, I don't know, that Borgos is so good. It's again like most of your draw ones, you play it for 1 and there's a chance it gets popped, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're playing the mirror and they have Intoxication of Justice for whatever reason, you're almost guaranteed to be very safe with this Borgos investment.
Yeah, it really makes a lot of sense. And here, at least, if he swings with Leader and he negates it, he's getting a free dual attack with the Leader.
Yeah.
By sequencing this way, he really plays well around like stuff like Riposte.
And I guess did he attack into Vegeta? It seems like
he didn't like that Vegeta.
No, he sure did not.
And he's tapping for something.
No, he's just making sure he knows what's in there.
Yeah.
And it looks like 6 energy. Yeah.
Looks around like 6. I would say 6. Could be 7.
8's not out of the question. 9's not out of the question. Like
yeah, it's really not. He ramped 4 energy with that Vegeta last turn, so I think he might have like something like 9 or 10 energy.
I think it's smart too to keep your, the Trunks Vegeta still has 5 life as it looks like right now.
Yeah.
Oh, now for a 5, I don't know, man. It's so tricky to tech.
We don't know what's in their mind. We don't know these plays.
The solar flares on the white sleeves. Like, how are we going to do anything with those?
No, we can't do it. Okay, so now his token negates are live, but maybe that's what he's trying to bait him into doing that.
Okay, but that's he has to discard 2 for that.
Yeah. I don't know if that, well, like we said before, it's always good to riposte the Unison.
Okay.
The problem is he's going to lose 3 cards for that, and he's going to, now SS4 has a Restood Leader.
Is he going to recall that the East Kais are in effect, though?
That's a good question. but I believe this is final, so we do have judges watching. We
Yeah.
do have, people watching that can step in if there's any kind of misplays. So.
Oh, so it's looking like a counter response.
So that's why he didn't pitch yet,
Yeah.
because we got the response timing. His leader still gets to restand,
Yes.
which is nasty. He gets the bottom deck the blocker Trunks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just nasty. Why do you need the KO, right? When you can just battering and blow up his board at the same time.
Yeah. Battering for 5, that seems so bad. Why would we ever run this? Well.
Well, you see.
Yeah. Let me tell you. Yeah. Imagine having 10 energy. At the same time? Yes, at the same time.
It is a thing. And I think every game we've watched this SS4, he's just been doing tremendous with like the curve. He's had such a great a great game.
Yeah, let's see. What was the 2 for? Did you still? You don't have to pay 2 for the Kai still, because it didn't hit the board, right?
I don't think it hit the board. Oh, but he was still taking the damage for the.
Yeah, but why did? Because
he battering the Frieza, so the negate never happened, so he got in a double strike. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, because it was the unison for Boo swinging. I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's it, because he battering the unison swing, so the swing still processes, and it looks like that's a good 45k triple, which can close the game. We're gonna probably have to see some supers hit the board, or the Gohan SDR hit the board to save him. So.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, even if you do that, you have to discard cards with the Kais, right?
Do the Kais check cost?
I don't think they do.
Power?
I think it's just
check
strictly if you do the thing.
Okay, so yeah, that's going to really hinder.
Let me make sure before
SCR.
I get again too.
Okay, and he decided to at least shotgun a little bit. So we're looking at a 65k lethal damage.
Yeah, it's during your turn when your opponent plays a battle card of any cost, and it's also not once per turn.
Yeah. So see, he's forcing out the Gohan here, and probably the rest of his super combos if he wants to live. The question is, was it a bit too much, right? Like, could he have been a bit more conservative for the defense, or is he confident that there's no way you're killing me?
Yeah, so yeah, he still has to discard the 2 there. I mean, he's got a book in his hand too, so it's not like discarding 2 is extremely lethal outright.
Yeah.
But and you're gonna start with 3 energy and with a blocker as well. But I'm resting that. Why not? And I mean,
from chat we have imagine the new SCR Goku hitting board after this.
Oh my gosh! That is.
Untapping 10 energy.
yeah. Something's gonna happen with if it's good. Something's gonna have to change with SS4. But like, it's still at the cost of not playing Hatch, and I don't know if people are ready to be weaned off of playing Hatch Yak and Blue yet.
I think if Cooler gets hit, Hatch Yak is just going to be more popular.
Yeah, exactly.
Because now there's not much to worry about that can get rid of it. But if Cooler is still around, people might just drift towards the new Goku. Because why hold Hatch when it's just going to get batteringed, when you can have an insane finisher that is almost like a Hatch? It literally restands all your energy.
Yeah, we saw Xenoblood, and I'm still surprised Xenoblood lived for as long as it did. It lived for almost like 2+ years, right?
Yeah,
it wasn't until the multicolor stuff started coming out that it got hit.
Yeah, because Broly just restanding multicolor energy, like 5 multicolor energy, was something to be feared.
Yes, yes, it was.
You have Kaioken cards with the real SCR in blue is Paiku on.
Yeah, I'm Yeah, the buyout is happening now. Watch out.
So he got some combos. He's doing some things.
Looks like he's doing a big double strike with the leader effect, I'm assuming. He took the Vegeta underneath it, and he's comboing. That's, I think, all but one of his super combos, if not all, with this one.
Yeah, I think almost all of his super combos are definitely out. At least we have 3 super combos visible right now.
Yeah, immediately on the screen. Yeah, I do count the 3.
And that's it. Like, is he going to take the 2? That's why I was a little scared for like comboing those Beerus's. I felt like those they could have been very handy defensively, and I wonder if he's going to get punished for that.
Yeah, especially like against a deck like this that, you know, you can get rid of some 1-drops.
Yeah, exactly. And the bad ring is always scary. He still has the Boo to fall back on.
Oh, never mind. If you've got double beam, like what in the world are you afraid of dying this turn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, yeah, once that intoxication turn 1 happened, like people were like, okay, SS4 probably won.
And if turning the tide gets comboed off, and the board goes. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it's comboing the Beerus, because he doesn't value his hand size that much.
And I think you -1 this pretty.
Yeah, 100%. -1, remove an SCR from the game. You got it. Looks like we're going for the EX Evolve. Makes a lot of sense. They'll be able to pop the Baby Ape. And he's double beamed, so I feel like it's just gonna let a bunch of attacks through here.
Yeah, or just swing at the Unison. Why not? Like,
yeah,
if you want to do some damage, do it there. Another one. Man, incredibly intoxicated. He's getting
rid of all of them, and he won't be able to get a free Trunks blocker this turn unless he has another Trunks in his hand, which just gives him the floor to really play whatever he wants without any punish.
And swinging there, assumedly to, I guess, the Unison. I don't know where he'd want to go.
I mean, he could still push. Like, the thing about SS4's hand is it's really getting low right now. He doesn't have many cards in his hand.
Okay, well, there's one. Or 2 less.
Patch.
And you're like, okay, do I cooler this?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, 3 cards in hand.
I'm smelling a turning the tide next turn.
What does that smell like?
Smell it. I just smell it. I just smell it.
I fear to think what that could be. Well, okay, so there's the cooler. Okay, easy bait. Okay, unless he's got, okay, he doesn't have 5. Imagine like a baby counter on this cooler at additional 5. Like, it's an absurd amount of energy.
That would be great. I think he's thinking about something. God sealing the cooler.
Oh, just give him another chance next turn though. Okay. So it just means like no card draw, but the attack still goes through.
And this is exactly why I smell turning the tide. Like, his hand's really low. I feel like he has to do something next turn.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's just blocking it.
Yeah, makes sense. Going down to 1 marker on here. I mean, if you get rid of the marker, or if you get rid of this Boo Unison, you probably aren't turning the tides next turn, yeah?
Yeah. Well, if he just taps, yeah, I think, okay, the Boo is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless he hasn't, well, he only has 1 card in, or 2 cards in hand.
Yeah. And there goes the Unison. The devastating
thing is, if he has Jiren, I think Trunks can just take it because.
Where does the 1-drop that we just had on screen, is it still there? Yeah. Does it? Do you discard the cards?
Which one, John?
Okay, yeah, places at the bottom of the deck, which means says, okay, how does the interaction work with Jiren? Jiren says cards can't be returned to your deck for the turn, yeah?
I think it's
Yeah,
I think Jiren's like counterplay says you can't return cards.
And it would activate before, it would resolve before the Kai's resolve. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So I think this is it. He's just going for the turn in the side. Oh, Vegeta.
Yeah. Okay. Any Death Blasters? No, they can't because you just overwhelmed everything away. So let's see if you just want to casually draw 4.
Okay.
2 super combos in hand is real nice, especially on the defense side.
He can also just draw 4 if he wants to.
There's also our timer might be off because they did get deck checked, so they're gonna have an extra couple minutes. I'm just gonna turn the timer off because I don't know what it is. I'm like, surely this game will end in time, and then no, of course not. It's SS4, baby. Get Dimension Magic to hand to energy. I mean, Gotenks probably to energy really, and then double super combo.
Yeah, he doesn't really. I'm still smelling it. Okay.
Okay.
He's counted his energy. It's happening.
No, okay.
Zeno's coming down.
I don't know what you're smelling, man. You probably need to see an ear, nose, throat doctor because something's up.
I just know it. Okay. Here we go. We're tapping out. Here he is. It's that smell. Yes, it is.
Okay, you smelled correctly, and I think that's just game because you get a crit swing and then swing from leader guaranteed because he's only down to 2 life.
Crit swing, 30k swing. Well, crit swing, leader swing, 30k swing. He has Zeno super combo. That was that.
Yeah, for sure. So dang. All right, well that is the end of it. We do have our winner Tommy with SS4. A third of you guys, at least points wise, chose that correctly. So that is there. Congrats to Tommy on their finish there. Points are being given out, and that is the tournament for you guys today.